आदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna,
कृष्णा हरे
Krishna
हरे
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
हरे राम
Rama, Hare
राम
Rama,
राम
Rama Rama,
हरे हरे।
Hare Hare.
आज आम बिगिनर्स गाइड टू कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस रे आ गोटे इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक डिस्कस करिबा जोटा कि कीर्तन। कीर्तन दी प्रकार हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र चैंटिंग आई विल डू इट इन इंग्लिश सो हरे कृष्ण कीर्तन कैन और हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र कैन बी चैंटेड the holy name can be chanted in two ways, either we do it loudly or softly. So when we do it loudly it is called kirtan, and when we do it with the devotees at a common gathering with the congregation, then that is called sankirtan. So basically the loud chanting of the holy name is called kirtan. Brihad Naradiya Puran actually says that in this Kali Yuga, the only means of deliverance is this chanting of the holy name. So there is no other way, no other way, no other way. We all have heard this verse many times. Whenever anybody comes to ISKCON, first he hears this verse. After Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he hears this verse. That why Harinam? So if somebody says why Harinam, then we have to answer him because there is no other way, no other way, no other way. And this is the only way, this is the only way, this is the only way. So sometimes we tell it, but we may not feel it, whatever. But we should understand that this is the thing. At least if we understand, then one day by chanting, we will realize. Prabhupada says, here is a quote by Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, in Kali Yuga, if this Vedic Mahamantra is chanted regularly and heard regularly by the devotional process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, it will purify all societies, and thus humanity will be happy, both materially and spiritually. If we do this, then everybody will be happy. And it actually purifies. Then we all know this Panchatattva Mahamantra, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. The Panchatattva mantra is always chanted before Hare Krishna Mahamantra to invoke the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. And by getting their mercy only, when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can get the real mercy of the Lordships. So without this Panchatattva mantra, whatever holy names we may chant, it may have offenses. But if we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and before that if we chant Panchatattva Mahamantra, then all the offenses will be eradicated. Isn't it very powerful that we all chant Hare Krishna Mantra, but when we chant Panchatattva Mantra, we get freed from all offenses. And this Panchatattva Mantra has no offenses. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra has 10 offenses, but Panchatattva Mahamantra has no offenses. It's a very unique thing. I mean, like if we chant inattentively, if we consider the glories of chanting Panchatattva Mahamantra as what? Consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra as imagination. So even if we consider chanting the Panchatattva Mahamantra is imagination, glories of chanting this mantra is imagination, still will not have any offense, will get the benefits. Even if we chant sinfully this Panchatattva Mahamantra, still there will be no offenses, because this mantra is so powerful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's and all his associates' name are so powerful that just by chanting these names, we get freed from all the offenses. And then when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it brings effect. Generally, Prabhupada says in New Vrindavan in a lecture, generally Kirtan is performed with Mridang and Kartal. But if somebody is expert instrument player, he can be admitted to join Sankirtan. Oh, sorry, it's a letter to Jadurani Mataji. The Prabhupada is saying that generally we do with Mridang and Kartal. However, if somebody is using his flute or somebody is expert in sitar or guitar, something, so they can also join their instruments. And if we remember that day when Prabhupada started Kirtan at Tompkins Square Park for the first time, so many devotees came to, so many people came together and joined Prabhupada. And how wonderfully the Kirtan grew. So many thousands of people joined. And that was the beginning. Performing Kirtan and hearing the vibration of the sound Hare Krishna is actually seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly. His Krishna and his holy names are both non-different. If somebody chants Krishna's name and if somebody sees Krishna, both are actually same. We don't realize it. When we stand before the deity, we offer him respects, we give him attention. But when we are chanting, we forget him. We forget that we are chanting the names of that Lord, or the Lord is associating with me, but we don't pay attention to it. So if we just actually this only thing, if we understand that this holy name is Krishna himself, then we will not commit any offense. Because we are not able to understand this, that's why we are committing offenses. Anyway, offenses are far apart, but this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is present in Kali Santran Upanishad, it said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodasakam Namna Kali Kalmasanasanam Nata Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Trisyate. So it said that these 16 names of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra are the only means to counteract the evil effects of Kali Yuga. These are the only means. Kali Kalmash Nasanam. For Kali Kalmash Nasanam, this is the only means. And in all Vedic Vedas, it is seen that to cross the ocean of nescience, there is no alternative to chanting of the holy name. Without this chanting of the holy name, there is no other alternative present. Sarva Vedeshu Dushyate. No other alternative. This is the only way. Nato Paratara Upaya. There is no other upaya or no other way available. Actually, in fact, we may feel strange to understand, to see that when Srila Prabhupada started the movement, ISKCON movement, he actually directly gave Hare Krishna Mahamantra to devotees. Prabhupada, when he gave initiation, he told them to directly chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because Prabhupada knew that his Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so powerful. And his Holiness Jayadvaita Maharaj was saying like that. Next class, we will discuss about the soft chanting of the holy name. Now we'll discuss about the loud chanting of the holy name. About this chanting of the holy name, which is the Juga Dharma, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually explains in more detail in this Adi Lila 7.71. So we will read those 6-7 verses very nicely. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is discussing with Prakasanand Saraswati about the effect of this holy name. What is the effect of this holy name? What can be the effect of this holy name? Prabhu kahe shuna Sripad. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is replying to Prakasanand Saraswati's query. And he is explaining what is this holy name. Prakasanand Saraswati is actually a Mayavadi sannyasi from Varanasi. And he is saying that you are a sannyasi. Why don't you study Vedas? Why are you just chanting and dancing on this mantra? What is the case with you? So Prakashanand Saraswati is asking, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is answering now in this way. And very nice, they have a good discussion. After this discussion, actually, more than 15,000 of the Mayavadi sannyasis will take to Vaishnavism at that place by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Prabhu ko he, means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Shuna Shripad iharo karana Guru more murkha dekhi korila shasana. So it's saying that here Sripad, listen to the reason what you are asking, listen. Actually, my spiritual master, who is spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Ishwar Puripad. Ishwar Puripad saw me as a fool, number one. That's why he gave me this mantra as a matter of discipline to make me come into proper line, to chastise me. He gave me this mantra. প্রভু মূর্খ তুমি নাহিক তোমার বেদান্তাধিকার কৃষ্ণ মন্ত্র জপ সদা এই মন্ত্র সার. Very nicely, his guru is chastising. Guru is chastising Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he's saying that you are a fool. You don't have any adhikar or any right to study Vedanta. Because you are a fool, so you just chant this Krishna mantra all the time. Just chant this Krishna mantra all the time, because this mantra is the essence of all Vedic scriptures. Here, beautiful purport is also there. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj comments in this connection. One can become perfectly successful in the mission of his life if he exactly acts according to the words of he hears from the mouth of spiritual master. So if somebody exactly follows whatever his spiritual master says, then he can perfect his life. And this acceptance of the words of spiritual master is called Shrota Vakya, which indicates that the disciple must carry out the spiritual master instruction without deviation. Srila Bhakti Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks in this connection that a disciple must accept the words of the spiritual master as his life and soul. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu confirms this by saying that since his spiritual master ordered him to only chant the holy name, he always chanted the Hare Krishna mantra according to his direction. He said, "Na only Krishna mantra japa soda. Always chant this Krishna mantra, and this mantra is the essence of all scriptures." Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, what will happen? This is the essence of all scriptures. Then what he is saying? Krishna mantra vaite ave sansara mochana Krishna nama vaite pave Krishnera charana. So this is the effect of chanting Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. What will happen? Now it have a sansar mochan. Will get freed from this material bondage. From this material world, we'll get liberation. And Krishna Nam Hoite Bhave, Krishna Charan. And not just getting liberated, but we'll get the lotus feet or attain to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. That is the benefit of chanting this Mahamantra. Here, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also says that the actual effect that will be visible as soon as one achieves transcendental knowledge is that he will immediately become free from the clutches of Maya and fully engage in service of Lord. Unless one serves the Supreme Personality of Godhead Mukunda, one cannot become free from fruitive activities under the external energy. However, when, just see here, unless one serves Supreme Personality of Godhead, without serving Krishna, one cannot become free from this Maya or from this material world. However, When one chants the holy name of Lord offenselessly, one can realize the transcendental position that is completely aloof from material concept life. And rendering service to the Lord, a devotee relates to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in 5 relations. Santodasya, Sakhya Vasalya, and Madhurya. So these holy names, when one realizes that the holy name of Lord is identical, in Supreme Person, he becomes completely eligible to chant the holy name of Lord. So that's why if we just realize that this holy name is identical to Supreme Person, just before if we chant, if we can just think about this thing, or when we are chanting in congregation, we don't need to think so much, but when we are chanting softly, we just need to think about this and start. Although I forget, but I also need to implement this, that if we just think that I accept, I understand that Krishna's holy name and Krishna are same. So in that way, we can be, then he becomes eligible to chant the holy name. In that way, we can be eligible to chant. Such an ecstatic chanter and dancer must be considered to have a direct relationship with Allah. In this way, our relationship can be established. Then Prabhupada speaks about Sambandha Gyan, Navitya and Pravajan. Then he says, Namo Binu Koli Kale Nahi Ar Dharma Sarva Mantra Sar Namo E Shastra Marmo. So without the holy names, there is no other way in this Kali Yuga, and this is the essence of all. E Shastra Marmo. This is the conclusion of all. এত বলি এক শ্লোক শিখাইল মোরে কণ্ঠে করি এই শ্লোক করি হবিচারে. Then after saying this, my spiritual master told me or taught me another verse, and told that always keep it in your throat, or always, or keep it, or memorize this one. What is that sloka? This sloka. Hare Nama Namaeva Kevalam Kalo Nasteva 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 Gatiranyatha. So in this Kali Yuga, there is no other way, no other way, and no other way. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told. And if we just accept it, as his spiritual master told, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, then we can achieve our perfection. এই আজ্ঞা পাইয়া নাম লই অনুক্ষণ নাম লইতে লইতে মোর ভ্রান্ত হইল মন. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will discuss about what effects he got after he started chanting of this mantra. There is another song where Prabhupada says, where Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes what is the effect of chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra or Krishna Nam. Krishna Nam Dhare Koto Bhav. That song is there. So that's why, although this chanting is there, we have to chant loudly in Sankirtan, and also we have to chant our japa. Both are required. Actually, once I asked a question to His Holiness Bhakti Charan Maharaj that sometimes Maharaj was giving a class on Sankirtan. I told that Maharaj, is it necessary to go on Sankirtan, or should I chant more japa? Which is important? Maharaj told that both are important. So he meant to say that we need to focus on our japa also, and also we need to chant congregationally. Because when we chant congregationally, we can get the mercy, and we can distribute the mercy. And now exactly we are, when we are chanting in some congregation, it is easy for us to concentrate, and when it is easy for us to concentrate, then we can chant our japa. So both are required. When we chant in kirtan, participate in kirtan, we get the strength, and then when we chant our japa, we also get the inner strength. We also fulfill our spiritual master's order. And I had another question, but I could not ask that question to Guru Maharaj. Sometimes some devotees may say that if it is Nam Sankirtan is the Juga Dharma, then everybody can just do Nam Sankirtan in this loud Kirtan. And why the need of soft japa comes? That question I could not ask. Anyway, because Srila Prabhupada has prescribed this, that all of us should also chant our japa 16 rounds. So that's why we also need to do our japa and kirtan both. Because otherwise we don't have any fixed number of chanting. You see, Sadhu Goswami's, they chanted fixed number of times. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself also kept count of how many times he is chanting. So both are required. You should not think that only kirtan is sufficient or only japa is sufficient. Both are required. And the meaning of Hare Krishna mantra, we all know. Prabhupada has given a very nice talk on it in a lecture, that Hare refers to the internal energy, which is Srimati Radharani or Hara, and Krishna and Ram are the principal names of the all attractive Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this way, when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, we are actually praying both Srimati Radharani and Krishna, that please engage us in your divine service. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Partha Prabhu wanted to ask something. Any other comments or anybody want to add something?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी
Hare
धन्यवाद
Krishna.
प्रणाम प्रभु जी जो फास्ट पॉइंट गोटे कहलेनी कि माने दी प्रकार चैंटिंग जोटा सीटा आउ थरे प्लीज कहिबे कि तारो माने डेफिनेशन टाइप रो गोटे बढ़िया कहिले प्रभु जी
ई प्रकार chanting, I was telling about this thing.
या हां कीर्तन संकीर्तन
Kirtan Sankirtan.
आज्ञा माता
ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ଜପ, ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା କୀର୍ତ୍ତନ, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ସଂକୀର୍ତ୍ତନ. So japa we chant softly, and kirtan, whenever we chant loudly, it is kirtan. And when we chant with a lot of devotees in together, all together, that is sankirtan. Sankirtan means to chant loudly in a association of devotees. And kirtan is maybe two of us are there, we are just chanting. That is kirtan. Sankirtan means congregational chanting. And Sankirtan is most powerful because when we chant in the association of devotees, that brings more effect and our attention also remains. When we are chanting in congregation, then our attention does not deviate so much. We have noticed that when we chant in temple, you see how our attention is fixed on Krishna. We don't get deviated. But when we are chanting at our home, it get deviated. That's why even if we are chanting japa, we should sit in association of devotees, if possible. Otherwise, we have Prabhupada's japa, we can play it and chant. That is very helpful. Or else now Zoom japa sessions are also being held. That also we can do. So japa, soft, and then kirtan, loud, and then sankirtan, congregational, loud chanting.
धन्यवाद प्रभु जी हरे कृष्णा
Okay, so thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai.